And we welcome to the studio on the morning news a family from McAllen Economic Development Corporation. We have Ralph Garcia and Susie Flores in the studio with MEDC. And as you can join us on 710 KURV, YouTube and X and Facebook Live, 7 o'clock hour on the morning news, you'll get to see us live. And of course, we will repurpose the videos for later in the day also on LinkedIn. The focus at the moment, one of the things we're going to focus on is our new McAllen Economic Pulse magazine, which is a tool for economic development. It's an awesome collection of the highlights for our area. And it starts with the history, background, history and culture, but also a focus on infrastructure, transportation, but the advantages that we provide for industry coming to the area. And the one who was given the task by, I would suspect, it was Elizabeth Suarez, she was the one who said, Susie put this together. Susie put this together with her crew, and they're using this for recruitment for the city, right? This is what you're doing. I suspect that when you went to the Select USA conversation, you had a chance to take some of these with you. So how long did you work on this, Susan? Tell me what you did to put it together.
Thank you for having us here. Yes, definitely. It took us about a month and a half to put it together.
How many people helped you with it?
So I worked directly with the entity that helped us do the graphic design and stuff like that. So it took a whole team, maybe about 10 people to get the stories done, to locate some of the industry partners that will be interviewed. So it was a team effort between the chamber, the city of McAllen, and of course our team here with the EDC.
Are you from McAllen?
I am now.
You're from the Valley? Yes.
I'm from Brownsville, okay. but I call McAllen home.
Yeah, Brownsville, you're lost on that one. Did you learn something new that you didn't, because you were like the yearbook editor. You put everything together on this thing, right?
That is correct.
Something that surprised you? So you learned?
Yes, I learned that I can be an editor-in-chief of a magazine.
Okay.
And it was an exciting project. I really enjoyed it every step of the way. And this will become an annual magazine. So this was the first.
Terrific. Good to hear.
Correct. Yes.
You know, that was going to be one of the questions I would ask you, how often we could see a rewrite of this, because the way the economy is expanding here in the Valley. Sure. Oh my goodness. It's going to look 5 years from now. This is going to be a little thicker, and it's going to have very interesting new names in there. I'm convinced of it, the way things are changing down here. That
is correct. So we're excited to say that we'll be putting that annually.
Yeah.
And changing the stories every time. So we expect to partner with other entities, partners that would like to showcase their information, stories there. We're going to be looking out for them.
Yeah. And is there something that stands out, a factoid or statistics, something they say, oh, this is very interesting. I did not know this about my region, about my home.
So first of all, I think it would be the history of McAllen, how it was created. A lot of people do not know how McAllen came to be this prosperous city that we have now. And also the cost of living. It's about educating a lot of students, or everybody, but especially a lot of the people that we have here that think that by going somewhere else, they're going to be making more money. But in essence, when they take time to review that information, they're going to realize that we are very competitive. Also the demographics, and that we're so easy to do business. So that's the whole point, to attract industry, retailers, anybody that is looking to move to the city, to know that we are a very welcoming city.
Yeah, it seems to be the general culture for McAllen, and I would say for other city halls that are nearby, is let's make it easy to open up business as quickly as possible. And we need to, because they're knocking at the door.
There's also some great takeaways from it. There's two really good stories, one on GE Aerospace, the other one on Alpine Automotive. And it tells their story of how they came here, their experience with the community, the workforce. Those are really insightful stories that the readers should look for. And look at learning more about those industries in the community.
Ralph Garcia is the interim chief operating officer, McAllen Economic Development. I was going to ask you about that, because you say they've been here for a while. GE,
yes.
They're one of the pillars of industry that loves this market. They remind me a little bit of what Elon Musk was saying a lot about the Valley. Elon Musk with his 3,000 plus people over there in Brownsville. It was Kathy Luters who said she's the chief out there of the park. They've got like 70, 80% of their workforce is from the Valley. And they love the Valley. They love the culture. They love the schools. And I think it says a lot about why GE came and stayed.
Yes.
And they continue to grow their footprint. And we'll be one of the industries that have the advantage because they were here first, and they can continue to expand as we get some of these engineering, that engineering pipeline down here. Our guest, Susie Flores with McAllen Economic Development. Ralph Garcia is also with McAllen Economic Development. Recently, y'all took another trip over to Select USA, and for folks that are, driving around town, working for a living, what is Select USA? Because we've been doing these meetings quite some time, meeting with these site selectors, right? People who make decisions where to set up factories and industry.
So Select USA is the premier showcase for the U.S. Government to promote economic development in the United States. They attract investment from all over the world. You have representation from various countries, industry, site selectors that come and learn about doing business in the U.S. You have different booths that are set up. The booths are typically from states. I can tell you that by the experience of being there this past month, the Texas booth was probably the largest and most visited booth, which says a lot about what's going on in the country, right? You have communities or states like California, states of Arizona, Michigan. It was all collaborative. I think everyone is looking for opportunity. We're just proud that Texas boasts the best, and we were able to see a lot of movement through the booth.
You tend to see the same people, right? The same site selectors at events like this, right?
Yeah. So for me, last time I was there was pre-COVID, 2019. Select USA, we interact with a lot of site selectors. That experience was great to go back, 2025 and see a lot of those familiar faces, be able to interact with them, introduce them to Susie and to Liz, get their intake as to far as what's going on in the world, what they're seeing in terms of prospects and how we can help.
The reason I ask you is because sales, it's a relationship based, industry. And you have relationships with these site selectors. Help me understand the role of a site selector. Are they like brokers for sundry different type industries? It could be high-tech manufacturing, could be a traditional fuel related, it could be an assembly line for automotive or the types of motors. Like, what do they do? Because the relationships that you built, they must understand that Texas, we're hot stuff.
Yes.
And in the Valley, we may not have the name recognition of Houston and Dallas, but we have everything that they need to set up. We got the land, we got the colleges, the young population. We've got governments, like you guys mentioned, that are willing to help out. Let's do some business. We got what they need to get the job done.
Yes.
So tell me about those relationships, what they do, and maybe some of the low-hanging fruit that they could bring this way.
So the site selectors are always working projects, and it's various types of industry they support, their customer base. But what's important with them, at least from our perspective, is that they know McAllen, they know the region, that they understand what we bring to the table and what we have to offer, understand the industry that's already here, because that message carries. When they're interacting with their customer, they're looking at a broader picture. They're looking at the United States and saying, where do I need to put this customer that's going to be cost competitive, that's going to be attractive, that's going to be able to produce the type of products they want to produce and then get it out into their end customer, whether that's North America or worldwide. Our job is to go out there and make sure that we're giving them all the information and the tools they need so that when they're taking those presentations to those customers, they're going to say, these are the states we need to look at. Yeah. These are some of the communities that we know are able to support your industry.
Ralph Garcia with McAllen Economic Development as well, also here with Susie Flores with McAllen Economic Development. And at this Select USA get-together, because of the present policies that we have and this return to manufacturing in America, the hyper-focus on that, did you notice a difference on the floor of the convention when it came to looking at us, looking at Texas, and looking at us when it comes to manufacturing here? Because you've known these people for a while, and now maybe they're calling you a bit more often now.
I think, just like anything, we saw something similar in 2016 when Trump was elected into office then, and we saw some of the tariff challenges that came about. It's a little different now.
Mm-hmm. I'd say more aggressive now.
It's a little more aggressive. And so I think, from their perspective, they're looking at what makes the best sense, who has the most information, and how can we pivot quickly. So, if today the sense is we've got to invest in the USA, Texas is obviously a very attractive state to do that. How can I give my customer the best of two opportunities? And as that administration may change 4 years from now, how can they pivot quickly? And sometimes when you do it on the border, the Mexico part is equally as important to us. And so we're advantageous, and where we've been promoting that for the last 30 some odd years. And so for the site selectors, that's really attractive. It's good information, and it's positive energy for us, at least, that are looking at attracting those type of investors.
One of the advantages of McAllen, for the longest time, we've been a destination point for retail, tourism, and other more destination activities. And of course, you made mention of that here in the book. This book will likely change quite a bit, but we're still 2-to-1 advantage over our largest city in the valley when it comes to retail activity, hotel activity, destination events, and the touristy type of nature tourism as well, which gets a reference here. Is that the vision and focus to continue and focus on that at McAllen Economic Development, or is it what, for example, Keith Patridge, towards the end of his tenure, he tried to get us at chip manufacturer, and it just seems like the chip manufacturer might fall on our lap in the valley before you know it. It might land in Brownsville. It might land over here. With data centers, the same thing. There's a hard push for energy production in the state of Texas to feed something like that. It's coming at us, whether we like it or not. So tell me about how would you define the vision at MEDC right now? Is it to continue growing the destination vision that is McAllen for retail, or is it high-tech manufacturing and other type of manufacturing?
It's a mix, Sergio, because if you look at the historic data, is part of that's our uniqueness of the Rio Grande Valley and McAllen as a whole, is attracting that tourism. That quality of life aspect is extremely important. And in a lot of the industry that we talk to, companies that are looking at the market, we're working a really good project right now. The primary focus for them is quality of life. And they like the Rio Grande Valley. They like McAllen. They like the energy they feel from the city. And so for us, I think that's key. We've got to continue that momentum. Those big projects, they'll come along. And when they do, we'll be ready to tackle them. We've got infrastructure. We've got investment. Things are happening. So we got to just keep that momentum going. But I think if we just sit and focus on one and not take into account the other, we're missing out. We've got to keep that synergy going.
The quality of life landing pad, we're ready. And that will make us very attracted to filing. So a final thought from you before we let you go, Susie, either on the magazine or anything else we're doing at MEDC.
Yes, definitely. The final thought is that I encourage all those listeners out there that when we come to look for you and be featured in the magazine, that you say yes, because it's an amazing opportunity for the business and for our city chamber and economic development.
Ralph, anything you want to mention before I let
just
you?
Look for the QR code on our social media pages. You can get an online version of that. It's available for everyone to use. It's a great tool if you're trying to sell, attract, or just know more about McAllen. This is a great tool for that.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is Ralph Garcia with the McAllen Economic Development Office. Also, thank you to Susie Flores for stopping by.
Thank you.